Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to another episode on Splash. Today, we're going to take a dive into her lengthy career and look at the times she got a little bit heated on camera. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more videos on pop culture, movies, and entertainment. Number 5. Our first glance into how Ellen handles anger takes us to an incident back in 2015. Larry Tomczak, an evangelist and writer, is well known for his vocal homophobia. After Ellen remarked in a show that she has no gay agenda, Larry replied with some pretty horrible comments of his own, saying, Ellen DeGeneres celebrates her lesbianism in between appearances of guests like Taylor Swift to attract young girls. The phrase celebrating lesbianism conjures up images of pride or confetti for most people, and that's exactly the direction Ellen decided to take his comment. In her talk show a few days later, Ellen said she doesn't celebrate lesbianism before quickly changing her mind and popping confetti on stage.
Larry, I don't even know what it means to celebrate my lesbianism. I mean, well, I guess I do. It's like that.
While the bit was laced with comedy, it's very clear there was some bitterness and anger behind Ellen's words. Her expression became very serious towards the end of her segment, but she lightened the mood by wrapping up her point, saying her only agenda,
Larry, the only way I'm trying to influence people is to be more kind and compassionate with one another. That is the message that I'm sending out. I don't have an agenda.
Number 4. When you think of the two women in the talk show world, your mind probably goes to Ellen DeGeneres and Wendy Williams. It may come as no surprise that these two competitors aren't exactly fans of each other. When Wendy Williams went on Ellen's show in 2016, audiences were a bit thrown off by the fact that they weren't watching a typical fun, laid-back Ellen interview.
I mean, you're an OG in this game. You know what it is.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, as we know, talk shows come and go. To be able to stay on the air, it's a big deal.
Instead, the entire interview was awkward to say the least. Ellen was incredibly serious and appeared uninterested. The whole discussion felt a bit like small talk you'd try to avoid at a supermarket. When Wendy's ad for PETA was brought up, and then Wendy asked about Ellen's veganism, things got pretty uncomfortable. Wendy jokingly asked Ellen, "How do you live without bacon?" Rather than play along with the joke or let it roll off her back like she normally would, Ellen responded seriously, "Well, I think pigs are smart animals." While originally people thought it might have just been uncomfortable for the audience, it became clear a few months later how much Ellen wanted the interview to fade away. Though her YouTube channel has almost every interview uploaded, the Wendy Williams one has never been posted. Number 3. Ellen is known for integrating her audience as much as possible into her show. From wacky games to prize giveaways, she's always finding inventive ways to keep them on the edge of their seats. However, in one show, Ellen went a little too far. Prior to filming, Ellen put a table of merch out for the audience members to pick a single item. While almost everyone abided by the rule and took just one piece of merch, 2 audience members took multiples, saying no one is watching. Little did they know, Ellen put a hidden camera out.
Hello. What's your name?
My sister couldn't come, so that was her souvenir.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of people's sisters couldn't come.
When the show started rolling, she showed the footage and called the audience members out, even saying, "You need to be a good person just because you want to be a good person, not because anyone is watching." Needless to say, the whole thing seems a bit mortifying. As if showing the footage live and giving those 2 members a talking to wasn't enough, Ellen even went so far as to put them in a makeshift Ellen jail on stage for their transgressions.
You go sit in that Ellen jail over there right now.
Number 2. Almost everyone knows Caitlyn Jenner, so it's no surprise Ellen would have such a huge star on her show. What is a surprise, however, is Caitlyn Jenner's stance on marriage equality. While on Ellen's show, while discussing same-sex marriage, Caitlyn remarked that she likes tradition. "It had always been a man and woman, so I just don't get it." Ellen kept her cool on stage, but it was very clear from her overall demeanor that she was not pleased with Caitlyn's remark. Ellen responded, "It's funny because you're still not on board with it." Later on the Howard Stern show, Ellen went on to explain how ridiculous the whole thing was.
She said, if the word marriage is that important, and I was like, it is, because that's the word.
She explained that the transgender community has looked for the same support that same-sex couples seek, so it didn't make sense to her that Caitlyn would be so against same-sex marriage.
I don't fully understand all of that.
Number 1. Ellen has cooking segments on her show from time to time, but they don't always go well. When famous chef Giada De Laurentiis came on, the show was a bit of a train wreck. After making an inappropriate joke while they were rolling dough into balls,
Well, why didn't I
Made any kind of balls before?
No, I'm not.
Ellen quickly reminded Giada that the show had to be family-friendly. After Ellen made a less-than-ideal dough ball, Giada laughed and poked fun at her, telling her it looked like dog food.
That looks like dog food.
Ellen, it's balls. Balls. That's not a ball.
Ellen visibly tensed, and for the rest of the segment, she essentially stopped talking, opting instead to eat samples of food and give the camera glances every once in a while. Thank you for watching. What do you think of these 5 times Ellen got a little worked up? Please feel free to let us know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching.